From Greendale Intermediate School, Viacom Cablevision brings you this special edition of This Week in Sports. Today we bring you Little League Boys Baseball featuring Viacom Cablevision and the Tandem Group. And hello again, everybody. I'm Larry Petroff, and it's 7- and 8-year-olds playing baseball, the hardball on the diamond this afternoon. The Tandem Group coming into this contest, the home team with a record of 5-1. And Viacom Cablevision currently leading the league, these 8 teams in this conference, with a record of 6-0. The Viacom Cablevision team will be batting first. We've got a couple of rule changes we'd like to bring you first. As I mentioned, these are 7- and 8-year-olds playing. There will be a 36-foot arc that comes up to about 8 feet below the pitcher's mounds. If the ball falls short, it will be ruled a dead ball, and they will be charging the batter with 1 strike. Otherwise, you're playing 3 swings and the batter's out. The pitcher obviously will not be used because the batters will be hitting off a tee, which stands about 5 feet behind home plate. So the pitcher is an extra fielder, and he'll be playing somewhere between 2 and 10 feet in back of the pitcher's mound. That batter's tee, as I said, is placed 5 feet behind home plate, and the catcher stands approximately 5 feet behind that tee. There will be no leading off and obviously no stealing. We'll be playing a 7-inning game. In lieu of the 9-man batting order, all of the members on the team will be batting in the lineup. There will be 10 players playing out in the outfield. On overthrows, batters will not be awarded any extra bases. And defensively speaking, the team cannot play any man in any one position any longer than 4 innings. Other than that, it's regular baseball, and as you see Jeff Hines hit with a shortstop, he beats it out. Jeff Hines will be followed by Tom Boehm and Bill Jarecki. We'll set the rest of the batting order for you. Joe Becker, Mark Kochanski, Dave Woodkowski, Dan Hensel, Travis Johansson, Brad Glynn. The number 10 hitter will be Brian Manny, Dave Folk, Matt Zimmerman, and John Morgan. The catch was made by the pitcher on the swing from Tom Boehm, but Jeff Hines returns to first base, and now there is 1 out. And that'll bring up Bill Jarecki. You can see the batter's tee, which will be supporting the baseball by the umpire. Bill Jarecki, and we've got the book on some of these kids. Over the shortstop's head in the center field for a base hit. And on the play, Jeff Hines advances to second. So with 1 out, that'll bring up Joe Becker. Joe Becker batting cleanup for Viacom. Ten fielders, left center fielder, right center fielder, and then a left and right fielder. Otherwise, the infield is basically the same. There's a smash to right field by Becker. Jeff Hines is being waved in, and Viacom has scored a run here in the top of the first inning. Runners now at first and third. Still 1 out, and Mark Kochanski stands in. There's a foul ball. As we said, there is a 36-foot arc that the ball must pass. So it's strike 1 against Kochanski. Mark wearing number 1. Mark's a first-year player. Ground ball in the left field for a base hit. Another run scores. The ball getting by the outfielders. The runner's being held up now. 2-0 in favor of Viacom. Dave Woodkowski standing in. recognize some of these names of some of the high school players we've had the last year. Jarecki, Bain, Hensel. A lot of popular names. Witkowski hits the tee. Strike one called. Dave wearing number 2. And again hits the tee. Strike 2 called.
Derek, pull over a little bit. Lower the tee up. A little bit more. Lower.
You can see that tee is adjustable. And they can find the range to which the batter should be swinging. That's to protect the real small and real large 7- and 8-year-olds. To the pitcher. And the throw to first base is dropped. So Witkowski's on. Another run scores. Joey Becker coming home. 3-0 now, Viacom. And Dave Witkowski now stands in. Dave's a lefty.
That's good. Come on, Dan.
3-0. Viacom Cablevision leads in the top of the first inning. Witkowski taking his time and swings and misses. Swing and a miss, strike 2. There's a bouncer hit toward the pitcher. And Witkowski will be on. Another run scores. Check that. That was Dan Hensel.
That's the batter.
So Witkowski is at second and Hensel at first. 4 runs are in. There's a base hit. Another run scoring. 5-0 Viacom. Boy, we're going to need a computer to keep the score for this game.
Batter up, number 9.
This is number 11, Brad Glynn. There's a foul ball.
Strike 1.
8 teams in this conference. Coach of the tandem group is Mr. Rick Sibley. Viacom coach is Mr. Bill Hensel. Strike 2 is called. Brad is a second-year player. Plays pitcher, left center field, and second base.
Get ready, infield. All right, Corey, come on, let's get ready. Come on, Brad. Get ready. Touch third, Corey, if it comes to you. Everybody get ready.
Fly ball in the left center field for a base hit. 1 run is in. The second run is in. The throw coming on now, and Glynn winds up at third with a triple.
Only 1 run came in there.
But they will allow 1 run since Glynn was the 9th runner to bat this inning. Glynn winds up with a triple. So 6 runs are in. In the top of the first inning for Viacom Cablevision. Once that ninth batter bats, the inning is over.
I think they just got that on there to, you know, bring
Coming up for the tandem group,
and prevent.
it'll be Bryan Olson leading off, followed by Brian Collar and Brian Kwiatkowski. Hitting fourth will be Nick Sibley. Corey Mitchell will hit fifth. Derek Durante hitting sixth. Joe Neeb seventh. Chad Zosky eighth. It'll be Shane Molenda hitting ninth. Tommy Mickles hitting 10th. And Nathan King hitting 11th. So Bryan Olson stands in. Bryan is hitting .857. And there's a base hit in the left field. The ball getting by the outfielder, so Bryan will circle him here. Head for third. And they'll hold him up at third base. So Bryan leads off the game with a three-bagger. And that'll bring up Brian Collar, the right center fielder.
Gotta back up a little bit.
Some of these kids sporting batting gloves, wristbands. You can see Bryan. Strike one.
Swing easy at it. Don't try to kill it.
Second pitch is lined to the second baseman. So Bryan's retired. And that'll bring up Brian Kwiatkowski. Making that catch was Bill Jarecki at second base.
Batter up.
Fair ball. That'll be extra bases for Kwiatkowski. Bryan Olson scoring. And it looks like Kwiatkowski will have a homer here. A round tripper. So the tandem group comes back with 2 runs here in the bottom of the first inning. And Nick Sibley will be the batter. Nick started the game at first base. The rule changes in this sport, obviously modified so that all the players get a chance to play and play at different positions. There you see our score. The important thing isn't so much winning as it is competing and learning how the sport is played.
Batter up.
Fly ball to right field. That'll be in for a base hit. So Nick Sibley holds up at first. And that'll bring up Corey Mitchell with 1 out.
Batter up.
The bases are 60 feet apart in this league. Fly ball right field. That's going to be trouble.
Get out of the way.
Sibley is being waved home.
Okay.
And Corey Mitchell winds up at second. 6-3 now. Derek Durante, who started in left field, now at bat. all the players being required to wear that protective helmet. Derek now squaring around toward left field, and that's where he hits it in the left field for a base hit. That'll score Corey Mitchell, and Derek Durante holds up at second with a double. 4 runs in now. That'll bring up Joel Neeb.
7 batters.
Joel, the 7th batter to hit this inning.
Batter up.
Ground ball, third base, into left field for a base hit. That'll score Durante. And Neeb might have a round tripper here. You see the relay coming on. And Joel has a home run. And we are now tied at 6. The number 8 hitter, Chad Zosky, who's playing pitcher, stepping up to the plate. Still 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Fly ball, center field, base hit. And this will be the final hitter now of the inning, Shane Melenda. Should mention the coaches for the tandem group, Craig Mitchell, Dick Olson, and Bert Sibley. So Shane will be the last hitter in the lineup here this inning.
Batter up, number 9.
Bouncer, knocked down by the shortstop. And that's the way the inning will end here. The tandem group comes up with 6 runs right back in the bottom of the first inning, and they tie it here. To the top of the second inning we go, and for Viacom, it will be Bryan Manny, Dave Folk, Matt Zimmerman, and John Morgan to complete their batting lineup. Coach Rick Sibley now assigning new positions to his ball players. You can see him in the bottom of your screen. There you have a look at Rick.
Okay, Bryan, I want to see you run.
So Bryan Manny steps in, all set to go now. Top of the second inning, we're tied at 6. I'd like to remind you that this game will be shown over at 7:30 Monday evening, directly following our regular edition of This Week in Sports. Bryan Manny getting on base to lead off the top of the second. Dave Folk stands in.
Joel, get over. Joel, over more. That's good. Back up, Tommy. Back up. Yeah, back up. Back up.
Okay. Batter up.
All set to go now.
Ready.
There's a pop-up on the infield, grabbed by the third baseman. The throw to second gets in the outfield, but we will have no advance on the overthrow. That'll bring up Matt Zimmerman, the number 12 hitter in the lineup. Matt's a second-year player, plays shortstop, first, and third base.
That's good.
Batter up.
Get your hands on your knees. Come on.
Smash by Zimmerman will be up the alley. That'll score Manny. And it looks as though Zimmerman will have a home run here. 3 runs in for Viacom. And that'll bring up the number 13 hitter in the lineup, John Morgan. Nobody out here. That dry grass in the outfield really allowing the ball to roll all evening. Strike 1 to John. That'll be ruled foul. Strike 2.
Take a practice cut.
Okay, you guys, let's get down there and get
Ready
this
now.
now.
Get your hands on your knees.
Come on.
Come on. Go, Johnny, go, Johnny.
To second base. And Morgan will be on. That'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Jeff Hines.
Over here, Cash. Lefty.
Okay, let's get ready to go. Come on.
Jeff single in the first inning and scored. 9-6 now in favor of Viacom. Jeff getting a new bat.
Okay.
You got a lefty. You got to play closer to this way.
Batter up.
You got to cover Jeff and all that off and come this way.
Throwing the ball.
Swing and a miss.
Jeff, watch the ball, okay?
Okay, guys, get ready now. Play as just you. You're ready.
Viacom is 6-0 in the league this year. Strike 2.
Jeff. Back up a little. Watch that line. Yeah? Keep your eye on that ball. Right? Come on, Jeff.
And that's strike 3 on Hines. So Jeff strikes out, and that'll bring up Tom Boehm.
You're right. Over here. Okay.
You're ready. Nick, guard the line.
Batter up.
Get move over it. Joel. Joel, move over your right. Hurry up. Guard the line, guys.
Swing and a miss by Tom.
Ready, set, 2.
Strike 2. Pop up to the pitcher and taken nicely. And this could be a double play here, and it will. So a double play to end the inning.
Excuse me, fans. Don't be messing with the microphone.
Viacom comes up with 3 runs in the top of the second, and they lead by a score of 9-6 now. For the tandem group in the second, it will be Tommy Michaels, Nathan King, and back to the top of the lineup with Bryan Olson. Tommy Michaels hitting .850, a first-year player. There you have a look at some of the brothers and sisters and parents that turned out this afternoon. And you see Viacom's defensive stance. That pitcher really serving as an extra infielder. So there's 5 infielders and 4 outfielders, and then the catcher. There you see Tommy Michaels, who will lead off. Tommy started at catcher.
Batter up.
Grounder to third. And Tommy will have a base hit. That'll bring up Nathan King. Nathan is also a first-year player. His batting average, .625.
Batter up.
To second base and in the right field for a base hit. That'll bring up the leadoff hitter, Bryan Olson, who tripled to lead off the game for the tandem group. 2 runners on base, nobody out.
Batter up.
To left field and caught by the shortstop. 1 out now. Brian Collar, who flew out to second base, stands in. Brian adjusting his own tee. Brian's the son of our director this afternoon, Herb Collar.
Batter up.
Bryan hitting .818 and lines it back to the pitcher. 2 outs now. Brian Kwiatkowski stands in. Bryan homered to lead off the first inning.
Batter up.
To right field and fair. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. And Kwiatkowski will hold up at third base. So a homer and a triple for Bryan. 2 runs are in, 9-8 now. Bottom of the second inning. Nick Sibley, the first baseman who started at first base, I should say, now stands in. Nick singled back in the first. He'll be the 6th hitter this inning. Fly ball to right field. That'll be in for a base hit. And that'll score Bryan Kwiatkowski. Nick will hold up at first base. We're tied at 9. Corey Mitchell, who started at second base, I should say third base, stands in. Corey had a double his first time up. Second-year player who's averaging .893.
Batter up.
Fly ball. Right field, base hit. Runners will wind up at second and third. For Derek Durante. Derek is a first-year player, averaging .852. The 8th hitter in the lineup.
Batter.
Off the pitcher's glove into center field for a base hit. 2 runs will score. 5 runs in the inning now. 11-9 in favor of the tandem group. And this will be the number 9 hitter here, Joel Neeb. who hit a homer.
Batter up. Number 9.
Foul ball.
Foul ball. Strike one.
You got to run, Joel. Forget where it's going. You need to run.
Joel's averaging 840. He's a second-year player. You have a look at the base runner, Derek Durante. That'll be a base hit. But the inning will end here. 5 runs in for the tandem group. And they take the lead here by a score of 11-9. In the third inning for Viacom, it'll be Bill Jarecki, Joe Becker, and Mark Kochanski. If you'd like to see the rebroadcast of this contest, it'll be shown following the original edition of This Week in Sports, Monday evening around 7:30. So Viacom trails by 2 as we enter the top of the third inning. Bill Jarecki, a second-year player. Second base, first base, plays some shortstop.
Fellas, play that one now. Everybody ready?
Okay, Billy.
Batter up.
All set to go now. To short and into center field for a base hit. So Jarecki leads off the inning with a single. Joe Becker, who singled back in the first inning, will come up to bat.
Your player's at second base, Brian.
Batter up.
Corey, move over to your right, Corey. Move over. Watch the ball. Come on, get ready. Plays it too, Corey.
To left field for a base hit, and it's going to be extra bases for Becker. Jarecki will score. And it'll be a round tripper for Becker. Viacom strikes back with 2 runs here to tie it. Mark Kochanski, who singled back in the first inning, will bat. There you see our score, top of the third inning from Greendale Intermediate School. Grounder to third. Kochanski is on.
Batter.
Plays it too, Corey.
Get a helmet,
Joel, plays it too.
Dave Woodkowski singled back in the first inning, wearing number 2.
Get ready now, guys. Come to the line, Brian. Brian, move closer to the line. Okay. Corey, get ready now. Watch that ball.
Watch the ball, Dave.
Nice, easy swing.
David, back of the ball. Watch the back. Batter up.
Swing and a miss, strike 1. One of the coaches will come out now and change bats. The coaches can come out any time and help their hitters. Strike 2 to Witkowski. And again, Witkowski will receive some help here. Again, the intention of this league is to get the fundamentals down, and that's what you're seeing right here. 2 strikes on Witkowski.
Okay, let's go now. Get ready. Play on 2.
Big hit!
Down the first baseline. They'll call it foul. So it is still strike 2 to Witkowski. The number 6 hitter in the lineup.
Get ready now. Charge the ball.
Come on, you can do it, buddy. Let's go, Dave. Don't lunge at it.
Nice and level, David.
Don't lunge at it, Dave. There you go.
Grounded to the pitcher. Second baseman takes the throw on the first. And there's 1 out. Nice play by the second baseman. And that'll bring up Dan Hensel.
Catcher. Catch. Got a lefty.
Plays on 1.
Batter up.
Number 15, Dan Hensel, steps in. Hensel singled in the first inning. Scored one of the 9 runs. One of the 6 runs, I should say, back in the first. Grounder back toward the mound. The play to first. And there's 2 away. On the play, Kochanski moves to third. Travis Johansson.
Batter up.
Grounder in the hole to left field. Kochanski scores. Throw coming on to second. Johansson winds up with a single. Brad Glynn, who tripled his first time up, now bats. Brad, the 7th hitter this inning, to step in.
Get ready.
Batter up.
Get ready, outfield.
To center field for a base hit. Travis will score. And Brad also will have a home run here. So 5 runs have scored this inning. And the score is now 14-9 in favor of Greendale Viacom. And Bryan Manny bats. Grounder toward third. Bryan has a base hit. And Dave Folk, the number 9 hitter, he'll be the last hitter for Viacom this inning, stands in.
Batter up. 9.
Foul ball.
Strike 1.
Sort of.
Foul ball, strike 2. There you have a look at the catcher and the runner at first base. Brian Manny there at first base. There you see the runners are not allowed to take a leadoff until the batter swings. Into left field for a base hit. But the inning will end here. 5 runs scored in the top of the third for Viacom. And they lead now by a score of 14-11.
Second base about 3 feet.
Beginning to shape up like a football score here. But that's only natural. In the bottom of the third for the tandem group, it'll be Chad Zosky, Shane Melenda, and Tommy Michaels. There you have a look at the head coach of the Viacom team, Bill Hensel, handing out new defensive assignments. A beautiful evening for baseball. Temperature about 75 degrees. Partly cloudy skies. All set to go here in the bottom of the third. Chad Zosky, who singled back in the first inning to lead off. Chad rips one up into center field for a base hit. He'll get at least a double out of this one. They're going to bring him on toward third here. And Chad will be in with a triple. So nobody out here for Shane Melenda. Shane had a nice defensive play last inning when the ball was grounded back to him at the mound.
Batter up.
Shane hits him to third base, and he'll have a base hit. The run scores. (14-12) now. And with nobody out, Tommy Michaels stands in. Tommy started the game at catcher, wearing number 10.
Okay. Batter up.
Grounded to third into left field for a base hit. Ball getting by the left fielder. Melenda will score. Now they'll hold him up at third. And they'll hold Tommy Michaels to a single. Still nobody out here, and that'll bring up Nathan King. Nathan singled last inning.
Put that down. Batter up.
To third base. And there will be no play here. So Nathan has his second base hit. And the bases are loaded now for Bryan Olson. Bryan tripled and popped out to the shortstop. by the second baseman. 1 run will score. And the runner at second is safe. So 1 run is in, and they're still loaded here. (14-13). 2 runs in the inning. And Bryan Collar, who's 0 for 2, stands in. Bryan rips one in the right field for a base hit. 1 run scores. So Bryan's now 1 for 3. And we are tied at 14. Bryan Kwiatkowski will be the 7th batter this inning. Still nobody out here. To left field, base hit. 1 run scores. And the tandem group has recaptured the lead here in the bottom of the 3rd. They lead 15-14.
7 batters.
Okay.
Nick Sibley, the number 8 hitter. Nick's 2 for 2 this afternoon.
Down a little, huh?
Nick hits one to left field for a base hit. The ball getting by the left fielder. 1 run scores. 2 runs score. 3 runs score. And they'll hold Nick up at 3rd here with a triple. 3 more runs in. 18-14. And Corey Mitchell, who's the final hitter this inning. Corey's 2 for 2. Pops one toward first base. And he'll be on here. 1 more run scores. 8 runs in the inning. We have played 3 from the Greendale Intermediate School. There you have a look at one of the umpires this evening. The score here, 19-14 in favor of the tandem group. Top of the 4th inning for Viacom. It will be Matt Zimmerman, John Morgan, and then the leadoff hitter, Jeff Hines.
Microphone.
There you have a look at the second diamond here at the Greendale Intermediate School. Some girls softball being played over there. Number 12, Matt Zimmerman, who hit a home run back in the 2nd inning, will lead off here.
Is he okay?
Bryan, over. Hold it. Hold it, man. Hey, now we move over to your left. All right, now, outfield, back up. Back up.
Head coach Rick Sibley realigning his defense here, telling his outfielders to back up.
Leave it on the ground, man.
Right on the ground. Let's go.
So Matt Zimmerman steps in, and we're all set to go here. First pitch, line to left field for a base hit. It'll be extra bases. Zimmerman will have a round tripper here. his second home run of the ball game.
Ball. Nice hit. Go. Nice hit. Ball, go. Go. Ball.
So that'll bring up John Morgan.
Okay, outfield, get ready.
John singled back in the second. Hits one out towards center. In there for a base hit. And that'll bring off the leadoff hitter, Jeff Hines.
Second base, Joe. Get low. Come on, Jeff.
Batter up.
Get ready now, guys. Get ready.
Come on, Jeff.
Jeff struck out in the second and singled in the first. Swing and a miss here. Strike two.
Jeff, towards the screen. There you go.
Grounder back to the mound. The play to first. And Hines is out. On the play, Morgan winds up at second. That play was made by Bryan Olson out at the mound.
Look at him. See the guy at second? Make sure he's not running.
Tom Boehm, who is 0 for 2, steps up at the plate.
Get ready, Orange. Get ready.
One out now. One runner is in, one on base. Top of the fourth inning. Fly ball to short. Taken nicely. That is number 14, Nick Sibley. So there are 2 outs here for Bill Jarecki.
Leave the glove. Nick, when you get to the grass.
On your knees, Joe.
Back up. Ball. Get ready, guys.
Bill Jarecki, 2 hits, 2 for 2, single in the first and the third.
Dog's coming your way.
Scored both times. It's a grounder to third. The throw on the first is in time. So a nice play by number 4, Joel Zneeb, to end the inning. 1 run is in. After 3.5, the score is the Tandem Group 19 and Viacom 15. We'll be right back after this.
Welcome to Viacom Update. During this program, we will be covering 2 main subjects to help you use and understand your cable service more completely. So tune to Viacom Update on Friday evenings at 6:30 p.m. on Channel 7B.
Presenting Showtime Cable TV. July is Space Fantasy Month, and Showtime makes excitement with a whole month of space adventures, including the national pay cable exclusive premiere of Star Trek III, The Search for Spock.
May the wind be on our backs.
Plus, our pay cable original production of Murder in Space, where you can win cash and prizes by guessing the whodunit.
I have to operate on the theory that Opal was murdered.
There's more movies like The Last Starfighter, the smash hit Purple Rain, and The Pope of Greenwich Village. Shelley Duvall brings back some of fairy tale theater's greatest moments from the past 3 years, and there's always series excitement with our award-winning Brothers and the Paper Chase. For out-of-this-world excitement in July, it's showtime.
Hi, I'm Jory Propp, and I host For Your Information. For Your Information is shown here on our Viacom Channel 7B, Tuesdays at 5:30 and Fridays at 7:30. We bring you a variety of topics that will affect you and your surrounding communities. We bring you special people, places, and events. So if you want more information on where you're living and what's going on in your neighborhood, tune to For Your Information, Tuesdays at 5:30 and Fridays at 7:30. See you then.
Back at Greendale Intermediate School. You're getting a special edition of This Week in Sports. The Greendale Twilight Baseball for 7- and 8-year-olds. The Tandem Group leading Viacom Cablevision by a score of 19-14. Bottom of the 4th inning. And for the Tandem Group, they'll send up Derek Durante, Joel Neeb, and Chad Zosky. Derek, who has 2 base hits, grounds one foul. You got to watch it. They're coming in from all different directions here this afternoon. Strike one to Derek. Derek lines one to right field for a base hit. So he's 3 for 3, and that'll bring up Joel Neeb, who homered in the first, singled in the second, and now batting here in the 4th. Grounder to third, into left for a base hit. The runners will hold at first and second for Chad Zosky with nobody out. Zosky 2 for 2, single and a triple. Lines one into center for a base hit. The bases will be loaded here. For Shane Melenda. Shane's 2 for 2.
Way to go, Chad. Good hit. Nice job. Joel, nice hit before. Got away.
They're loaded with nobody out. Bottom of the 4th inning. Shane hits one to short. 1 run scores. Shane trying to tag the runner advancing to third, Joel Neeb, but he missed him. So Derek scores, and they're still loaded. 20-15 now. Tommy Michaels is next up. He has 2 hits and 2 at-bats.
On the ground, you hustle hard.
Tommy lines one to the second base, and a bad hop into right field. 1 run scores. And they're still loaded here with nobody out. 21-15 now.
Good hit, Tommy. Way to go. Nice job.
Nathan King, the 6th hitter in the inning, steps up. Nobody out. Fly ball taken by the second baseman. One out now, bases still loaded. Top of the order, Bryan Olson. Bryan is 2 for 3. Grounder, third base, left field, base hit. 1 run scores, 2 runs score. And it could be a grand slammer. They're waving him on. A granny for Bryan Olson. 6 runs in the inning, 25-14 now, 25-15. And they're empty now for Bryan Collar, the 8th hitter of the inning.
Fellas, come on over here and sit down now. Nice grip, boy. Fellas, way to hit that ball. Way to hit it. Good hustle. Good base running.
So a 10-run lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning for the tandem group. And Bryan lines one to right field for a base hit. He's 2 for 4 now. And this will be the 9th hitter of the inning, Brian Kwiatkowski. Bryan's 3 for 3 with a home run back in the 1st inning. Swing and a miss.
Nice smooth stroke, just like your practice.
There you see Bryan Collar at first. Strike 2.
Ow!
Coach Rick Sibley talking things over now with Bryan. One out, the number 9th hitter in the lineup in the inning. Fly ball to left field. Fair ball.
Fair ball. Keep going.
It'll be a double for Bryan, but that'll be the end of the inning. 6 runs in for the tandem group. They lead by 10 now after 4 complete. Looking to the 5th for Viacom. It will be Joe Becker, Mark Kochanski, and Dave Witkowski. Again, Coach Rick Sibley assigning new defensive positions.
About half a base.
Viacom needs 10 to tie. Again, we'd like to remind you, next week, Viacom Cablevision and This Week in Sports will bring you more Parkland Conference boys baseball, featuring the Greendale Panthers and the Greenfield Hawks. Catch the best in area baseball right here on Viacom 7B. Joe Becker, who homered back in the 3rd, he's 2 for 2 today. Lines one in the center field, and that could be trouble. Could be another HR here for Becker. And it will. So the deficit is cut to 9 here in the top of the 5th. Joe's second round tripper of the afternoon. And that'll bring up Mark Kochanski.
Let's go.
Okay, Bryan.
Battle up!
That's good. Okay, what's the line? Gotta hit it now.
Grounder to third. Throw on to first. And there's one out. Play made by, I believe that's Corey Mitchell. One out now. Dave Woodkowski, who's 1 for 2 with a ground out and a single.
Batter up! Get your hands on your knees, come on.
Grounder towards second. The pickup and the throw, and there's 2 away here. Play made by Bryan Olson out at second base. Two outs now. Dan Hensel, a single and a ground out. There you have a look at Bryan Olson.
Batter up!
Move up, Bryan. Okay, Nathan, get ready.
Dan likes to line that ball up. Back to the mound. The throw to first. And Dan will be on. So with 2 outs, Viacom has a runner at first base for Travis Johansson. Travis is 2 for 2.
He's awesome, isn't he?
Batter up!
Grounder to short. They'll throw to second to get the runner. So 1 run is in here for Viacom. We have played 4.5 here at the Greendale Intermediate School. And the tandem group leads by 9. Bottom of the 5th inning. It will be Nick Sibley, Corey Mitchell, and Derek Durante. Some good defense by the tandem group. Viacom is 6-0, but they trail by 9 here. Some more of the crowd gathered here this afternoon. Nick Sibley, who's 3 for 3, will lead it off. The tandem group trying to add to their 9-run advantage here in the bottom of the 5th. In the left field for a base hit. So Nick is 2 for 2. They're going to wave him to third. And they'll hold him up. So Nick Sibley leads off the inning with a triple. That'll bring up Corey Mitchell. Corey's 3 for 3. Swing and a miss. Strike one. There's a liner to right field. That'll fall in for a base hit. Scoring Sibley. And Mitchell will try to touch them all here. It'll be a home run for Corey Mitchell. 2 runs in here in the bottom of the 5th. And the lead is back to 11 now. Derek Durante, who's 3 for 3. Derek lines one to left field for a base hit. And it could be a round tripper here for Derek. A homer for Derek. (28-16) now. Joel Neeb, who homered back in the 1st, singled in the 2nd, and singled in the 4th, is up. Third base and foul. Nice stop by the third base coach. Bouncer off the second baseman. And we've got a collision at first base. Joel collided with the first baseman, but he's okay. Nobody out. The 5th hitter in the inning, Chad Zosky. Chad is 3 for 3. There you have a look at Joel.
Chad, anywhere you want. Anywhere you want. Give it a hit. Keep your eye on it.
Better up.
To right field for a base hit. Joel Neeb winds up at third base. Chad winds up with a single. Shane Melenda, who has 3 singles, now has a chance to knock in another run.
Time is up.
Yeah.
Better up.
Shane started the game in left center field. Lines one right there. 1 run will score. And the runners hold at first and second. So Shane picks up his 4th hit. 29-16. The 7th hitter in the lineup, Tommy Michaels, also 3 for 3. Tommy wearing number 10. Grounds one to first base in the right field for a base hit. They'll be loaded here for Nathan King. Nathan's 2 for 3. Swing and a miss. Strike one to Nathan.
Line it up, buddy. Take your time. Lift up a little.
To first base. One. A double play executed very nicely by the first baseman, who is Matt Zimmerman. So Matt with a heads-up play doubles up Nathan King. So with 2 out, this will be the last hitter in the lineup, Bryan Olson, to bat this inning.
Batter up, number 9.
Runner at third base. Bryan lines one to left field. 1 run scores. And they're going to hold Bryan at third. Well, they bring him home now. And they'll say that Bryan's run does not score. So 5 runs score in the inning. And we've played 5 complete here. The tandem group leading 30-16. Looking to the 6th inning for Viacom. They will send up Brad Glynn, Brian Manny, and Dave Folk. The sun has set here at Greendale Intermediate School. Again, we'd like to remind you, Viacom Cablevision and This Week in Sports will bring you boys Parkland Conference baseball. Next week, it's the Greendale Panthers and the Greenfield Hawks. 2 very competitive teams in the Parkland Conference going at it. So Brad Glynn, a triple and a home run, will lead it off here in the 6th. The game thus far has been decided by the outstanding defense of the tandem group, making some excellent defensive plays. Brad lines one to right field, and it falls in for a base hit. That'll bring up Brian Manny. Brian's 2 for 2.
Derek, back up.
Okay.
Derek, back up. Up, back up. Don't try and kill him.
Batter up.
What is that, 2? Run.
Brian lines one to short. Takes a bad hop into left field. Bryan could have a round tripper here. And he will. 2 runs in the 6th. And it's 30-18 now. Number 10, Dave Folk, will stand in.
guys. Play as at one.
Ground ball to short. And the throw to first is in time, but it's bobbled by the first baseman. Nobody out. That'll bring up Matt Zimmerman. Matt has 2 homers this afternoon.
Back up, Easton, back up. Go, target line. Easton, batter up. Go, back up. Bryan, back up. Bryan Collars. Target line. Watch the line, Chad. Go.
Matt lines one to left field. Nice stop. In left field by Bryan Collar, holding the runner to a single. Still nobody out here, and that'll bring up John Morgan.
Batter up.
Ground ball to the pitcher. And the force at third. One out now for Jeff Hines.
They didn't let that run score when he came in from the home run. Third, only 1 run.
Batter up.
Jeff Hines. Back to the pitcher. And the play to first. Retires the hitter. Got a revised score now. They allowed that last runner, Bryan Olson, to score. So there you see the score, 31-18, rather than 30. 2 outs now. And that'll bring up Tom Boehm. Tom is 0 for 3. Hit into a double play back in the second. Lines one back to the pitcher. Off the glove, second baseman making the play. But Tom beats it out. And a run scores here. 31-19. Runner at third base for Joe Baker. Joe has 2 homers and a base hit. He's 3 for 3. Check that. Bill Jarecki stands in. Bill wearing number 30. Tandem coach Rick Sibley moving some of his outfielders over a little bit. 2 outs. Top of the 6th. There's a liner into center field for a base hit. 1 run scores. 2 runs will score. Now they'll hold up that runner. And Bill winds up with a double. Another run in. 4 runs in the inning. 31-20. Now Joe Becker stands in. Joe, as I said, with 2 homers today. He pops one to left. And it's going to be trouble. 2 more runs score. And they're going to hold Joe up at third base this time. Joe, however, was the 9th hitter in the inning. So that'll be it here for the Viacom Cablevision team in the 6th. But they score 6 runs. The score now 31-22. Bottom of the 6th inning for the tandem group. It'll be Bryan Collar, Brian Kwiatkowski, and Nick Sibley. I'll bet that game isn't as exciting as this one is.
Bottom of 6, have some excitement.
Bryan is 2 for 4. Scored back in the 3rd inning.
30-30.
There is Johnny Gerbig, one of our cameramen here this afternoon. All set to go now. Bottom of the 6th inning, 31-22, tandem leading Viacom. Bryan swings and lines one into center field for a base hit. So with nobody out and a runner on first base, that'll bring up Brian Kwiatkowski. Bryan has hit for the cycle today. Home run in the 1st, triple in the 2nd, a single in the 3rd, and a double in the 4th. Batting here in the 6th. There's John Zwald working our camera down the 3rd baseline.
Batter up!
Line to left field, foul. So it will be 1 strike to Kwiatkowski.
Batter up!
Swing and a miss, strike 2. Hello there, Gregory. Working right back on our truck here.
Batter up!
Fly ball, left field. Foul. So we'll have to do it all over again. One out, one on here, bottom of the 6th inning. There you have my vantage point along with Greg. Just off the right side of home plate. Kwiatkowski lines into right field, but the first baseman moving over makes a nice catch in the grass in right field. So there is 1 out now, and that'll bring up Nick Sibley. Nick is 4 for 4, 2 triples and 2 singles. Runner at first base, Bryan Collar.
Batter up!
Third base, foul. bottom of the 6th inning. 1 out. Line to right field, base hit. So Nick Sibley has his 5th hit of the ball game. And there are runners now at 1st and 2nd with 1 out for Corey Mitchell. Corey, 2 singles, a double, and a homer. The home run coming last inning.
Batter up.
Popped up toward first base. The throw to first. Retires Corey. Well, they called him safe. Bases loaded. Derek Durante, also 4 for 4. Grounded towards short. Tags the runner. And the throw to first. Again is late. But there is 1 out here. 1 run in. (32 to 22 now. And with runners at 1st and 2nd, that will bring up Joel Neeb. Joel is 4 for 4 with a home run. Joel, the 6th hitter in the lineup this inning.
Batter up.
Grounded to 3rd and foul. Two outs. 1 run is in here in the bottom of the 6th.
Batter up.
Joel grounds one to short. Again, the runner is tagged, and that's going to retire the sides. 1 run is in. 10-run advantage at being enjoyed now by the tandem group as we go to the top of the 7th. There you see the score. In the bottom, I should say the top of the 7th, it'll be Mark Kochansky, Dave Witkowski, and Dan Hensel. Also helping out with the crew tonight, Herb Collar's wife, Judy. She's inside the truck with Herb, so we can't show her to you. Providing our CG this afternoon. Everybody doing a super job here this afternoon, helping out. These type of games are not always the easiest to broadcast because they are so unpredictable. All of our cameramen, director, character generator people, all doing a fine job here. So Mark Kochansky leads off here in the top of the 7th. He's 2 for 3, grounded to 3rd. It'll be a base hit. Bryan Collar making the nice stop, but unable to throw it over to first. So Kochansky's on at first for Dave Witkowski. Dave Witkowski, 1 for 3. Grounder, second base, into right field for a base hit. Kochanski will wind up at third. And that'll bring up Dan Hensel.
Come on, Danny.
Come on, guys. You don't know that. Go right back up. Go over your right.
Lefty.
Okay, play get 2 with you.
Batter up.
Go over your right.
Nobody out, top of the 7th. Grounded, second base. Ball bobbled. 1 run is in.
Good job. Good job. Good try, buddy. Good job.
32-23 now. And with runners at first and second, that'll bring up Travis Johansson. Travis is 2 for 3, scored 1 time.
Derek, move over your right.
Grounded towards short. And into left field. They'll be loaded here for Brad Glynn. Brad represents the 5th runner in the inning. Brad homered, tripled, and singled.
Ready up, field. Batter up. Derek, move over to the line. Get over. Get over.
Pop up on the infield. It'll be a base hit, but we've got a runner that's going to be tagged out here. Witkowski scores from third, but Dan Hensel is tagged out running to third base. So there is 1 out. 2 runs are in. And that'll bring up Bryan Manny. Bryan has a home run and 2 singles.
Batter up.
Ground ball to third base. Into left field for a base hit. And once again, the bases are loaded. Dave Folk stands in. Dave is 3 for 3.
Walk 20 steps to your right.
Okay.
Dave. Good job. Dave. Barry, move to your left.
Top of the 7th. 32-24. The tandem group leads. There's a foul ball.
Okay, Tommy. Tommy, if it comes to you, throw it home to Bryan Cave, Bryan. Just like playing first base, you got to throw it to you. All you got to do is jump home plate, okay? A 4th down. Tommy's for the home, all right? Fellas,
Bases loaded. 1 out. There you see the runner at third. That's Dan Hensel. Check that. That's Travis Johansson. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Popped up. And there will be no play here. Another run scores. (32-25) now. Matt Zimmerman, who has homered twice and singled, is the 8th hitter this inning.
Derek, move over to your right.
Line to left field, a base hit. It's going to be an extra base hit for Zimmerman. 2 runs are in. A 3rd runner being waved home, and Zimmerman will wind up at 3rd.
Good job, guys. Get that relay in. Good job.
6 runs in on the inning. 34-28 now. And the number 9 hitter in the inning, John Morgan.
Your play is at first base.
Will stand in. John is 2 for 3. 4-run advantage for the tandem group. Line to center field, base hit, run scores. And Morgan will wind up at second base. 32-29, and that's the way it'll end here, as Morgan is the 9th hitter in the lineup to bat. So the tandem group will not have to bat here in the bottom of the 7th. They win it by 3 runs and increase their record to 6-1 in the Farm League. Viacom suffers its first loss of the year, falling to 6-1. We hope you've enjoyed this edition, this special edition of This Week in Sports. Again, we'd like to remind you, next week, Heartland Conference Boys Baseball, the Greenfield Hawks and the Greendale Panthers, and we certainly hope you'll join us. The final once again here from Greendale Intermediate School, 32-29.
Don't touch those bats.
About the ball, guys.
This is Larry Pitchoff saying so long. This has been a Viacom Cablevision presentation of This Week in Sports.